Today is February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, and usually I'm off today, but not this time. I'm being cross-trained for something else, so they put me in today. Oh, I almost stepped on dog poop. Thankfully I didn't. I didn't want to do this for a moment. Not right now, at least. I just didn't feel like it. I don't feel like it. You know, I just want to walk home and then do jack all. Do nothing. Just sit at home, read. Then at 4 I was going to go to the gym, and then, I don't know, see where the afternoon takes me. But here I am doing it anyway, because I have convinced myself that this is something I must force myself to do. Much like a lot of things. There are a few ways I have tried to force myself to get my thoughts down. Because if I don't, just get my thoughts out in the world. And if I don't force myself through discipline, then it won't get done. I think that's an interesting concept. I always refer it to, I never say discipline. It's force. Because that's exactly what it is. You are forcing yourself to do it. Some people call it discipline. It's called discipline. Properly, it's called discipline. Making this decision to do it whether you want to or not. Forcing yourself to do it. And that's why I don't use the term discipline often. Because a lot of people, it seems that people who believe that they have no discipline or that they can't have discipline are idiots, fools, I guess, to say the least, because you really can just force yourself to do anything. And when you force yourself to do something, it suddenly becomes less of a question of, when you phrase it like that, like forcing yourself to do something, it becomes less of a question of, do I have the discipline, more of a question of, do I have the willpower to force an individual, myself, to do it? So it becomes a question of will, which everyone has, rather than a question of discipline, which some people don't have at all. Some people barely think it exists. See, for a lot of people, that's a big reason why I don't use the word discipline, the term discipline. Because a lot of people believe that discipline is the same. Excuse me. That discipline is in the same vein of motivation. You either have it or you don't. But that's absolutely not the case. Discipline is the exact opposite of this whole either I have it or I don't. It's forcing yourself to do something. It's forcing yourself when you don't want to. Motivation is a false god anyway. Motivation doesn't exist. You get desire to do certain things, and you don't just become motivated. Some hidden, not understood force that makes you want to do something. You either have motives or you don't. You know, I have a motive. But then what is the difference between motivation and motives? Because I can have plenty of motives for certain things, yet not have motivation. So what's the difference between those? Motives versus motivation. I suppose motivation is the action. Motives is the object. A motive in item. A motive. Prefix, well, not a prefix, but a motive means it's objective. It's a thing. Tangible. Maybe not physically tangible, but at least in concept, ideologically. It's a thing that you can have. You don't say, a motivation, say a motive, because it's a thing that motivates you. But can you have that motivation without being motivated? You understand, right? I'm getting cold. It's starting to rain. Things are, but I don't want to think. I just want to walk. Don't want to think at all. But I have to force myself to do this to some degree because there are a few things that my friends have wanted me to try out because they think I'd be good for it. That I started for a bit, and then I'm stopped because I need to fix my jacket. I need to put my jacket on properly. That I started but never really finished doing. So I can put you down right here. And I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. So I'm increasing my voice. I'm being louder. And hopefully not loud enough to be obnoxious to anybody else around me. Oh, I almost fell. The thing is that I just don't ever do it. It's not a question of whether I want to or not. It's not a question of whether I should. It's a blanket statement of the fact that I don't. What's that all about? What does that mean? A blanket statement of the fact that I don't. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna put my hood on because my ears are getting cold too. My ears are very, very sensitive to the cold. I don't know why that is, but you know. So here I am in 3 layers of pants and big old winter boots, 2 shirts and 2 jackets, actually 1 shirt and 2 jackets, and a hood, and yet my hands are completely exposed. I must look a little bit nuts. Oh no, just about everybody else I'm seeing has their hands exposed. I don't know what's been going on, but it feels like there's this ever so tiny cut in my nose, in the upper inside ridge of my nose. And I don't know why that is. I don't know what's up with that. And I'm about to be near people, so I'm going to lower my volume. Good, hard-working, blue-collar men. So, let's not disturb them. Come to work. I will stay safe. At least relatively. Lots of noises. Lots of construction. Lots of work. Proper work. Something has been in and out of my eye every day. Like my friend, wanted me to write. And, maybe I will. Maybe I will. I thought of taking the end of all of these, making a transcript from them, and then putting together the more useful bits of information, expanding on them maybe a little, and then putting it together into chapters, which will eventually become books. They wanted me to stream games on Twitch and stuff, and of course as a dream job, I can sit at home, play games all day, hang out with people, just interact with random people all day to only whatever extent I want and get paid like 5-10 times the average person. That's a dream come true for a little kid. But I'm not sure. I have no idea what that machine does, but it sure is shaking. And it's shaking up the dirt. Super cool. That is such a cool machine. Love to be in one of these, work with machinery. But I've got no idea how to even start with that. Yeah. So this is a real, blue collar job I'd be a fan of. Working out in the cold or the heat all day, in the rain, snow. I'd be a wonderfully big fan. That's why I never really I don't ever take streaming seriously. I don't think at any point I will, because it's not a profession, I could say. It is a job. It does pay the bills. Could even be a career, because that's something you can do for the rest of your life. But it's not a profession. I provide nothing of value but entertainment, which 100,000 other people already do. It is strange, but... got a message from one of my friends just now, but I didn't really look at it because I'm doing this. And another thing that I thought of when I started this, well, at least today, when I started recording today, is that if I can force myself to do this, just hit that button. I can force myself to hit a start stream button. I can force myself to do all this and all that. I'm acting like it's a big monumental task, but the reality is I just can't be bothered. Because I have to be out there and I have to be interactive with the community. It's not a free, do whatever I want. It's something that would take work. Not the same kind of work as I'm doing now. Definitely not the same kind of work that they're doing, but it's work. Work in the way that eating is work. It's not something you enjoy, but it's something that has to get done. So you just do it. So it's work. I don't know. It feels stupid, because even if I were to succeed, on the ungodly small chance, I would like it, it'd be fun, but I would still feel unfulfilled. I would still feel empty, like I could be doing something better with my life than just playing games all day. And obviously I wouldn't, I would never want to be just sitting down playing games all the time. That's stupid. I would want to be something new, something fresh. I have ideas that I want to create, but it costs money to create, and it takes knowledge that I don't have. Not at the moment. That's where this wonderful, wonderful machine that has almost all the information that every human being has ever possessed at your fingertips. Boggles my mind. Absolutely mind-boggling, the internet. It's very strange. It's a strange concept, I suppose. Being able to connect anyone and everything and everywhere to wherever and whatever. It's very strange. I believe that despite seemingly... You see, we weren't designed for cell phones, for internet. Not to any degree, honestly, whatsoever. We were designed for be close to one another. Having another person next to us for interaction. Which is why I personally hate texting. I really do. I really am not a fan of texting. I don't necessarily have a reason. I just don't like it. I would just rather talk to a person audibly. Hear a voice. Maybe that's part of old humanity. Our old genetic code. That we need to be with another person, near another person. I don't want to keep talking. I don't want to keep recording. I don't want to keep doing anything. I just want to be home and drinking this thing I got. I can't have any sugar for February, so I found this drink that my local gas station or travel center sells. It tastes like sour gummy worm. There's no sugar whatsoever, and it's good. It's surprisingly good. I never knew something with no sugar could taste so good. It's good. So that's kind of been tying me over. It's just that sweetness. Because it sucks. It does. I understand the health benefits of not having sugar, and I completely understand not having sugar. But that the taste of sweet, I can't taste. Well, I'm not, because the main sweet thing is sugar. So anything that has sugar is sweet. Anything that does not have sweets, anything that, you know what I mean. Anything that doesn't have a lot of sugar isn't really sweet. And anything that's sweet has sugar. So I can't be eating that. It's annoying. It's frustrating. Because I just like the flavor of sweet. Which is why I have, sweet things like these drinks. And on occasion, I've got these protein bar that I get. That also is very sweet, despite having 0 sugar. I'm a fan of those. I don't want to think. I just want to go home. I just want to make it home. I catch myself several times now within this 16 minutes alone. 17 minutes. Oh, I'm about to fall over. I catch myself thinking something in my head and not saying it out loud, which defeats the entire purpose of this. The whole point is for me to do, or is for me to say rather than think. If I just keep everything bottled up in my mind, who knows what'll happen? I don't. I really, really don't. I need to say something. I need to think. I always need to think. I always want to think. All the time. Always. Just think. But I don't want to think. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be. Just want to. Nothing. And at this point, I'm basically just wring my brain dry for any last bits of information or thoughts that can come out of it, and nothing is happening. Talking about how you have nothing to talk about. Is that a gateway for conversation? Or is that a gateway into an awkward silence? A speedrun to an awkward silence? I don't know. I was playing Risk of Rain last night with a friend. Something similar happened. I just didn't have anything to talk about because she was doing something else. And I didn't have anything to talk about. We were just kind of back and forthing about how I didn't know what to say, and she wanted to talk, but I didn't have anything to say. But she wanted to talk, so I didn't. It was just back and forth that until one of our other friends came on, and then they were talking for a while. I don't know what happened. I have one friend who started getting into cars, and he just didn't. I don't know. Now, ever since, anytime one of our friends get on, he starts talking about cars, and then they just talk and talk and talk about cars for hours. I don't know how they do it. I don't understand how much about cars there is to talk about in the first place. I don't get it. Don't understand. And you know what? No. I was thinking, well, I'm passing by my gym, so I can reserve a class for the 4:15 class, whatever the hell. And that'll give me a perfect excuse to end things right here. But I don't want to end things. I do. That'll defeat the purpose of this. Yet another example of me forcing myself to do something that I just don't want to do. I just don't. I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to talk. I don't want to think. I want to go home, drink a drink, and play some games, and with friends. Oh, except I can't. I have to clean my bathroom today and do my laundry. Unfortunately, adult life, you can't just neglect everything. You can't just hole up in your room and do whatever you want. There are things that must be accomplished by the end of every point in time. And I haven't cleaned my bathroom in a bit, so I've got to do it. And I was supposed to do my laundry about 2-3 days ago, but I've been busy ever since. I've just not had enough time. Well, more realistically, I never thought I had enough time. And the one time I did think I knew I had, the one time I did have enough time, I just forgot to do it. Plain old, it's that simple. Nothing else to it. My walking pace is getting slower and slower as I lose more energy and as I get closer. What is it? Achilles and the turtle. When the turtle has a 2-minute head start, and Achilles walks to where the turtle was when he started, then he will never reach the turtle. Because by the time Achilles reaches where the turtle was, the turtle is now somewhere new. And if he does it again, well, the turtle is somewhere new, and again and again and again. And so he will keep getting closer and closer and closer, and each time he will almost reach the turtle. And each time he'll almost reach, but he never will. That didn't make any fucking sense to me, because I feel like he could just keep walking. He'd reach the turtle just fine. So an easier way, a different way that I've explained it, is that if you always go half the distance, you'll never reach the end. Because say you have to travel 100 feet, and then you travel half that distance, so 50 feet. Okay, now you have 50 feet left. We travel that. We traveled 25 feet. Half of that, what is it, 16.5? Something like that. Then we get more decimals, and I don't care to go into more decimals. The point is, keep dividing by 5, or keep dividing it by 2, you'll never reach the end. That's what's going on with me right now. As I'm getting closer and closer to the end, I am slowing down more and more, and thus making the walk much slower than it needs to be. Typically around this 23-minute mark, I'm much further ahead, but this time I am simply not, just because I'm tired. But I have nothing to be tired about. I'm just so sleepy. I woke up some 4 hours before I actually needed to get up today. God, that was frustrating. Woke up at 4 in the morning. Haven't had a lick of sleep yet. Had no source of energy all day. I ate 2 breakfast burritos. And that's it. Which is like eggs and sausage and that kind of thing. That's like 30 grams of protein each, and I had 2. Because they total out to $10, and I get $10 off every day where I work of any meal from the deli. So it's pretty cool. So I got $10 of free food each day. Today, tomorrow, the next day. Sunday I have off though. I think load. Fortunately, Thursdays I will not have off, which is also really unfortunate because I want to work on. I don't want Thursdays. I want, at least if I'm going to be working Thursdays, I want Thursdays in the afternoons so that in the morning I can just I can go to breakfast with this men's group.
men's group, Bible study, whatever they are. Just get to talk and hang out and learn old people wisdom. Older. I've still got a long way to go. And I'm getting slower and slower each time. With each step, with each couple feet. I want to lay down, but if I lay down, I am not getting back up. My legs hurt a lot. Yesterday, did some squats, hit a PR on a 5 round 2 reps squats. Was a good amount of weight. More than I weigh, at least. So at least I know I can squat my own weight. I can clean my own weight, like a power clean. I think that's it, right? No. What am I talking about? I can deadlift my own weight. So I can deadlift more than I weigh. I can squat more than I weigh. And today, it's benches, so I will see if I can bench more than I weigh. Probably not. Because bench is grand majority upper body, little bit of legs if you really know how to use